Hello, hello. Give me 2 seconds. Right. So today I'm introducing a series to the channel. It's a UK-based crime. It's a popular one that everybody in the UK will know, and I wanted to go over it and discuss all the different theories one by one. Whether it be because there's some big theories in it, whether that be an episode we go over one theory and whatnot, or whatever, whatever's best. Now, where is my? Here it is. So, first of all, okay, what's going on here? Okay, there it is. So we can shrink it now. First of all, welcome to the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, we have memberships at $2.99 for Team Frank, $4.99 for Team Aurora, $6.99 for channel supporter. You can also use super chats, the super chat option, or if you would like to donate privately, you can do so via PayPal or buy me a coffee. But the best way to support the channel is hitting the like, subscribing, and sharing the video. Today we're looking into the case based in the UK that piqued interest all over the world. That is the case of the Range Rover murders, also known as the Rettendon Murders and the Essex Boys murders. I'll be doing videos, live streams regarding all of the different angles on this case. Jack Holmes and Michael Steele have both served their sentences for the crime, but both still maintain their innocence. The Rettendon Murders, also known as the Range Rover murders and the Essex Boys murders, occurred on the 6th of December 1995 in the village of Rettendon, Essex, England, when 3 drug dealers were shot dead inside their Range Rover on a small farm track. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, because it's a visual. These are the 3 on the... Wait for it to appear there. On the left is Patrick Tate. In the centre is Tony Tucker. And on the right is Craig Rolfe. Let's have a look at the chat. So we got Aurora, Jinx again, Aurora, Louise and Jinx, and that's saying hello. Live was great yesterday. Thank you for that. Yeah, the iPhone or Apple membership link is here if anybody needs it. Like, share, subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, PayPal. Hello, Peggy. Peggy, if you can get your link for tonight's live and drop it, that'll save me some time and effort. So, back to what we was doing. On the left is Craig Rolfe. On the left is Patrick Tate. In the centre is Tony Tucker. On the right is Craig. I think he's got a broken jaw, Paulie. I'm not 100% sure on that, but at one point he had a broken jaw. Yeah, and on the right is Craig Rolfe. Where was we? So show images of them. Craig Rolfe, Tony Tucker, and Pat Tate were found shot in the head inside a Range Rover on the farm track in Rettendon, Essex, December the 6th, 1995. Now, these two men were... I'll show you these first. This is the next morning after the crime. The bodies are still in that Land Rover. You can see, if you look closely, they're blurred out. I have got the pictures of it. I don't know what YouTube will allow me to show, so we won't even go there. But they are pretty gruesome. Again, this is I think this is actually from the movie where one of them sneaks up. So this is the track. This is the Land Rover. But like I said, I think this is from the movie. So I think this is one of the scenes where they're coming in and they're coming in to take the lives. Here's a famous picture. This is, again, I think they're still in there. So the picture's blurred and edited for the sake of, well, I just done that. So, yeah, that's the crime scene. Now, there's a lot of speculation around the crime scene, but that'll be for a later episode. These are the men that were arrested for the murders. On the left is Michael Steele, and on the on the right is Jack Holmes. Let's have a look at the chat. Why is his tongue like that? Yeah, like I said, I think he had a broken jaw at the time. I could be wrong on that, but that's my belief on that. There's another picture we'll see in a bit. He's clearly got a broken jaw in that one. So Peggy will be going live later. If anybody's interested in what she has to say, the link's there. Why are you dropping it, Aurora? They've made several movies about this case. Made George Bush. It really doesn't look like George Bush, but let's keep moving on. So, media assets ready. So, Mark Steele and Jack Holmes were convicted of the murders and sentenced to life imprisonment. Steele was recently released from prison after a parole review. Jack was released earlier due to a work release program and his merited behaviour. Here are like individual images. Now, Jack's a big lad. Jack's a very big lad. Big, scary, and ugly. And this is Michael Steele. That's Michael Steele. Michael Steele's not so big, but he was more notorious. Jack Holmes was just the local mechanic, whereas Michael Steele was a drug runner. Not allegedly, he'd been convicted a few times. So here are the ugly trio. And I've... fuck's sake. When you don't want nothing to go wrong, everything goes wrong. So there are many theories into what happened in this case, from police cover-up to top gangsters ordering the hit, and many other theories that will be explored throughout the mini-series. I've seen multiple movies and documentaries on this case, but I think the best person I've seen on the case is on YouTube, and it's a guy, crime scene to courtroom. Let me just get that for you. He goes through everything a lot deeper than what I plan to go through, though. Like he's literally got a channel based on it. He done some Delphi work as well. This is him. He goes over the court transcripts. He does the Lucy Letby case. He does quite a lot, but his main focus is the Rettendon Murders. The police investigation, known as Operation Sentry, was extensive despite appeals and reviews. The convictions of Steele and Worms were upheld. Steele's release was granted after parole determined his imprisonment was no longer necessary for public safety. Steele has always maintained his innocence. Michael Steele was jailed alongside Worms in 1998 for the murders of Patrick Tate. Why is that repeated? They were shot in the head at point blank range on an isolated farm track in Rettendon, Essex, 1995, in what the prosecutors said was a row over a drug deal. Michael Steele was known for trafficking drugs in the UK and had been charged and sentenced for this in the past on multiple occasions. It is believed that Patrick and Tony were not happy with a few deals that had been done with Michael and were publicly making threats on his life. So we're going to go into Patrick now. I fucking hate this fucking thing. Go a little bit into Patrick. Where is he? So this is Patrick. Again, broken jaw. I think he's in the healing stage here. One for the ladies because he was an amateur bodybuilder. Maybe that'll attract some subscribers. Yeah, he was an amateur bodybuilder. Let's go into having a look at that. Patrick was an amateur bodybuilder and was known for being extremely over the top. For example, one night he and a current lover ordered pizza, and when the place told him they didn't want to fulfill the order, he screamed and threatened them verbally down the phone. Within an hour of the call, Patrick had turned up to the pizza place and physically assaulted a member of staff believed to have taken the call. Tate was in and out of prison numerous times in his life, and at key points in this story, we'll discuss that over the series. Okay, so that's Patrick. Let's have a... I don't know why he keeps doing this to me, but he keeps doing it. So this is, again, Patrick close up. Patrick zoomed out. Yeah, he didn't always look like that, though. He'd go to prison, get in incredible shape, come out, and become a drug lord. This is Craig Rolfe. This is believed what he looked like just days before the murder. In the movies, Craig is portrayed as a loser, a wannabe. But as we explore this series, I will show you that Carlton Leach is wrong on that. The movies are based off Carlton Leach's story. So Carlton Leach was a football gangster. He basically he used to run around with all the football firms, fight at the football and that. And he was hired by Tony Tucker for the nightclub work. And people choose whether to believe or not to believe what he says. But in the movies, he's portrayed as a loser and a wannabe. But I believe that's more a jealousy from Carlton Leach, because why would someone who's a loser and a wannabe be hanging around with notorious gangsters that running doors and, you know, shipping drugs at very high levels. I believe there was more to Craig than meets the eye, especially given the fact he was 12 years younger than both Tony and Patrick. So here's another image of Craig. In the movies, they call him an ugly this and an ugly that. But again, I believe that's down to... Oh, no, we've got to go up because next is Tony Tucker. Now, Tony Tucker, in my eyes, is the main... He's the main guy in the gang. You got Patrick, the psychopath, and you got Craig, the runabout. But you got Tony, as you'll see in a minute, who he's the guy with all the connections. So Tony Tucker was a business owner who owned a nightclub security firm that provided security for Raquel's nightclub, where he distributed his drugs onto the nightlife. He was also known for doing security for the likes of famous boxer Nigel Benn. Here's a picture of Tony on the left. In the middle is Nigel Benn, the boxer, and Carlton Leach is on the right. Carlton Leach is the one that I was on about, who was the major contributor to the movies. And here he is. He's escorting Ben to the ring in this one. And he's at a gig there doing the doors at a very expensive place. Let's get my thing back up. Raquel's nightclub was a known place for drugs such as ecstasy. And on the night of November 16th, a young lady called Leah Betts died due to taking an ecstasy pill that she brought. Oh, no, sorry, I've jumped ahead. Brought a pill and celebrated her birthday. Tragically, that night, Leah Betts died due to taking that ecstasy pill. Leah's dad, ex-police officer, has never stopped campaigning for drug awareness around young adults and teens. Paul Betts and stepmom Jan went as far as to release the photo of Leah hooked up on a life machine to help with the campaign. So that's them. This is Raquel's nightclub. I don't believe it's had an owner since. I think there was a few late revivals in the late 90s, but I don't believe there's been anything of it since. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, we'll know later on. I know there's been YouTubers going there and that they do ghost things and all. I don't know. But this is Raquel's nightclub. And this is Leah Betts. Leah Betts was 18 years old. It was her 18th birthday, in fact, when she died due to a bad drug brought off Tony's doors. So it was on Tony's doors. He went as far as to release a photo of Leah hooked up to life support to show the impact of ecstasy and how it had affected their life, as well as show the loss of his daughter to the world. Right, I'm going to give you a trigger warning now, not because this is a gruesome photo, but it is her on life support, and she did sadly die shortly after. I'm sure many people have already seen this photo. I know that it was used when I was in school to keep us off and away from drugs. I won't keep this one on for too long because, I feel a bit bad for her. But this is the parents, and well, dad and stepmom, shall I say, and they've campaigned for on drug awareness since the death of Leah. Okay, it's changed size on me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, because it jumps right down to the bottom of the screen. Okay, so now it's doing whatever it wants. Okay. Right, where was the joy due to taking an ecstasy pill? It is widely believed that a hit was ordered from the top notorious gangster in relation to Leah's death. It's believed that a top notorious gangster came forward and that there is recordings of this where he tells police officers he will deal with it himself as a personal favour. Our first episode on this series, we will explore the theory surrounding Leah's death, triggering a police and gangster cooperation. I hope you enjoyed my introduction to this new series and enjoy watching as much as I enjoy making. This is not a fake smile. Let me just... okay, this is really starting to piss me off now. I mean, I've got... What even is this? What even is it? Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so we'll leave the fake smile. I'm sweating. As much as I enjoyed making it, yeah, so the first episode will be the theories surrounding Leah's death that triggered police and gangster cooperation. I hope you enjoyed the introduction of my new series and enjoy watching as much as I will enjoy making. This will be once a week episode or fortnight. We will explore the different theories or angles surrounding the last theory we covered. I'd just like to remind ladies and everybody in the chat that this is Leah Betts. This is who we're going to be covering surrounding the next episode on. And just remember, out of all of this, you got the movies and that were made about Craig, Tony, and all that. And they glorified their lives. But this young lady died due to their lifestyle. So, I mean, it's not like the parents can just go and look and say, oh, look, this is the last photo we've got of her. Isn't she so beautiful? When this is the last photo due to three men's selfish actions. So, yeah. Okay, it's time to plug the merch and that again. You can support the channel through super chats, super thanks, and we have memberships. Team Frank $2.99, Team Aurora $4.99, channel supporter $6.99. You can donate offline via PayPal or buy me a coffee. Links will be in the chat. And the best way to support the channel is to like, share, and subscribe. If anybody has anything to say, or if Aurora would like to come up, I will drop the link. Heartbreaking. Yes, it is. That's interesting. This is a old case, but there's so many theories to it. I thought it'd be interesting to cover like once a week and go over. Oh, so now we've got that's 6 memberships. Thank you, Jinx. Let me. Oh, don't let me pull them up. Oh, no wonder it doesn't let me pull them up. I'm doing it wrong. Okay, computer's frozen. Computer says no, actually. Now, does it let me show this? It does. Oh, so it's got. Okay, so 2 memberships off Jinx. That's very kind of you, Jinx. Trying to put Aurora on the spot now and say, I don't see you gifting. I'm joking, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you to Jinx for that. Yeah, it is heartbreaking. I wanted to touch on this story especially because she's never mentioned, she's always, like, someone might do an episode and then do 1,000 videos on it and only mention her that one time. Yeah, well, we'll leave that for others to decide on that. Yeah, it's totally worth it. Lol, Jinx. Thank you. Jinx is gifted. So Aurora's not coming up by the looks of it. So Aurora, get up here. Stop sitting down there acting all miserable. Yeah, so an update on everything else. I nuked the Discord. I don't see the point in having a Discord if the people in the Discord aren't turning up to my lives. So there is that. Any questions surrounding this, or does anybody know of an angle on this case that they want looked into or they want discussed as a group? Because that's the whole point of doing this, to discuss it as a group. Yeah, there is no longer a Discord. We will rebuild and then rebuild Discord. But right now, there's no need for it. Doesn't look like Aurora's coming up. Yeah, Louise, I didn't bing you from it. And it's not about you. It's actually the fact that I've got a Discord full of people and I never see them. So why have the Discord? There's a number of movies. There's the Essex Boys, and then there's Soldiers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Be a bit more backstory of the guys, just to piece things together for my brain. Okay, so I can do that for you now. So, like I said, Tony, he was he actually had a good life. Craig was his little runabout. He used to go and do all the dirty work for him. So Tony kept his name out of it. So he owned a very good firm that run the local doors on the nightclubs. He worked for celebrities as well, minor celebrities mainly, but he had a lot of connections that the other guys didn't have. Nigel Benn was good friends and still to this day speaks highly of him, which I think is a bit disgusting considering his lifestyle and all the things, because there's a lot of stuff that they did that resulted in a lot of tragedies. Patrick Tate was a bodybuilder, an amateur bodybuilder, who seemed to have some sort of troubled life, and he loved the drug life, absolutely loved the drug life. When people talk about him, they tend to get threatened in their channels. Bernard O'Mahony, he's had channels taken down for mentioning his name. Bernard O'Mahony was good friends with Tony Tucker and claims that Patrick Tate was the downfall of the Essex Boys because Patrick Tate loved the drugs and loved the nightlife. But yeah, Paulie, there's that many movies. There's what I'll find one. It's on YouTube and it's my favourite. Aurora, you're making noises. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
But there's not much on Craig Rolfe as regarding, like, I don't think he's ever had an actual job or anything like that. So there's not really a lot on him. I just don't believe the Carlton Leach theory that Craig was a wannabe, because why would he be hanging around with notorious gangsters at 26? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't think. I think it's called the Essex Boys, and it's got a lad in there. He makes adulthood and all that, adulthood, and all them. I forget his name. Hello, Aurora.
Hello.
Do you know anything on this case?
I don't really.
Well, she's useless then. Okay, moving forward.
Oh my god.
A joke. You've never seen the movies or anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
Rise of the Foot Soldiers, Paulie, is probably the worst. Yeah, who's again? The Rise of the Foot Soldiers, they're the least accurate. Although the Carlton Leach's story, they're the least accurate. And there's that. I mean, they've got that many different versions. I mean, go and listen to the Blundell brothers, people like that. You know, the actual gangsters that lived around them days. It's like one guy's come out now. He's a little guy. He's part of the story. He's come out and his dad's just died, and he's claiming that his dad committed the murders, but everyone says he's full of shit.
But it's interesting.
Actually, the first one's not that bad, Paulie. It's the rest of them. The rest of them, it's like they've created a series of movies out of nothing. So, Aurora.
Yep.
How many murders have you committed this week?
I don't think I've committed any.
So you're a liar.
Mm-hmm. Who did
Like
I
I said,
murder this
Paulie, I
time?
think it's called Essex Boys. You're going to keep asking, and I'm going to keep telling you. Essex Boys. The first Rise of the Foot Soldiers isn't too bad. But after that, it gets far-fetched. Peggy says, lol. You're not living unless you're murdering. See, she knows. I also want to go over. Excuse me, I'm talking. I'm probably going to do this tomorrow with Aurora, Fred, and Rose West.
Mm-hmm.
They are the Ghouls of Gloucester. They are a couple that killed many people from home. They trafficked many people, and when it come to facing up to it, Fred ended his life, so he didn't have to take any blame. Also, he thought, he said. And Rose is now actually in the later stages of her life. They don't think she has long left to live due to poor health, and he's complaining every day. Can you believe that, Aurora? She's complaining every day. She's fed 3 times a day, and she's fucking complaining. She's fed so well They've actually had to put her on a diet now.
Yeah, I've
That's true.
definitely heard of Fred and Rose West. Yes.
Oh, you heard of them? Lovely couple.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's actually a case I've covered before, not on my channel, on someone else's channel. They decided to read Wikipedia when I had all the information, clips and that for them to play, and they just didn't want it.
Okay.
Yes, Paulie. Yes. She gets it from being Swedish.
Hmm.
She's racist as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, the Fred and Rose West, Paulie, I think you'll enjoy that one. In fact, you were the one that triggered it in my brain, I believe. I think you was asking about it. I can do that like as a Sunday thing, maybe. And in Bray next to Maura Hindley. I'm going to start exchanging feet pics now for viewers. No, you're not. You're not at all. Yes, so if you could drop your link, Peggy, to your live, and people will know that in a roughly 2 hours' time, Peggy's going live. Be there or be dead, I believe the saying goes, actually.
Hmm.
So, yeah, hopefully this mini-series goes well. Fred and Rose West will be another one that I'm covering just to fill the gap of time. Next week, we'll be doing a Flora Live. Just waiting on what Jinx says. She's got a lot going on in her private life at the moment, like trying to get that broom out of her arse that she sat on. But there will
That's not
be
good.
a Flora Live next week, and Aurora will get the week off, I believe. Unpaid, of course.
Hmm.
I'm going to start boycotting. Well, you might as well join the rest of the Discord then. I'm late. Hello. That's fine.
Hello,
You can
Karen.
start from the beginning. It's a good live, I believe. It's just the introduction to a new series that I'm doing. Something that I think you'll enjoy yourself, Karen, actually. It's a UK-based crime, but that's my ride. Told you she was a witch, but you wouldn't listen, would you? Karen is actually my number one on my studio for comments.
Hmm.
That's bigger than a sanction, by the way. Okay. So, Peggy, can you drop the link to your live then? Yeah, we got to rebuild because God knows what's happened to the viewers. I guess they just want drama. But we will rebuild and we will come back better.
Yeah.
Aurora, I can't hear a word you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
Sort of. It might be because my volume's turned down.
Okay.
Okay. So Peggy's going to drop a link to her live, and another membership's been dropped. Phil Bond this time has been gifted the membership by Jinx. So, Phil Bond, you are now a member. You get to see the turtle video. I might do is I might pre-record these, put them on members only, and then they can premiere later on. Welcome to the team. I believe you go to Team Frank or Team Aurora. I'm not sure. It says $4.99. If I go click membership gifting, And it should
Okay.
say $2.99 because they normally gift the lowest, don't they?
I don't know. I don't know if you choose
Yeah,
or what.
normally. Well, I didn't have an option to choose anything. So you're either a member of Team Aurora or Team Frank. I'll look into that because if that's the case, I'll change it. If I get a choice, I'll change it so it's the lowest option. So when people gift, and then that way people join Team Frank more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The turtle video. Oh, she's Nima. She's neutral. She's team supporter. Team Aurora. Your Team Frank. Yeah. So where's it gone? Peggy is going live. Where's that link gone? Okay, now my chat's gone. Now it's back. There it is. So Peggy will be live in just over 2 hours, I believe. Thank you to everyone who came, and thank you especially to Jinx, who gifted the memberships. I will see you all. I don't know if I'm doing anything tomorrow. That's what the tattoo on my ass cheek says. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to drop this and I'll pin it for people on the replay. There. So, yeah, that's the end of today's live. Thank you, everyone who came, and I'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.